So I meant to finish up at the end of the last lecture, but I couldn't remember the word Madagascar. I think it's getting late. Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit about primates. Primates, we like to think of ourselves as like the epitome of evolution. I guess it depends on your criteria, but primates certainly are very smart mammals in general. And they get divided into a few different categories, and we're going to talk just about some of them. So first of all, let's talk about these things that are often called proto-primates. The lemurs, lorises, pottos, tarsiers. Lemurs are really interesting because they were sort of the very first version of a primate. And after, imagine all of Africa has got all kinds of animals on it, but it just started to have primates on it. And now it's got these kind of primates. And then this little bit of Africa called Madagascar breaks off, and now it's in the middle of the ocean, and it has lemurs on it. The only place that lemurs still live is on Madagascar, and Madagascar got lemurs, but they never got any kind of monkeys or apes. So if we go to Madagascar, we can find lemurs like this. By the way, lemurs, they kind of look not quite like a monkey yet because they're not quite a monkey yet. But this is a ring-tailed lemur. I think he was the king in the movie Madagascar. And then there are all kinds of lemurs on the island of Madagascar, including this little mouse lemur that was this little guy right here. So there are all kinds of lemurs there, but those lemurs, they no longer live anywhere else. Kind of like all of the marsupials manage to live in Australia because there was no invention of the eutherian mammals, right? These primates managed to survive on Madagascar because they didn't have to compete with monkeys. Monkeys are smarter. So this is a tarsier. A tarsier, you can see that he's actually eating a reptile there. They've got really long, creepy fingers, but that's another story. This is a question I want you to know. I want you to know the difference between old world monkeys and new world monkeys. First of all, monkeys are pretty smart primates. They generally have got faces that look a little more flattened than the proto-primates, and they're smart. They do have different kinds of lifestyles. Some of them live on the ground, some of them live up in trees, but one of the things that is different is old world monkeys and new world monkeys. So monkeys all have tails, but in the new world, monkeys have prehensile tails. Well, what's the new world? When biologists were first discovering all of the animals on the planet, they divided up the world into the old world, which is everything in the Eastern Hemisphere, all of Europe, Africa, and Asia, and then the New World, which was North and South America. In the New World, the monkeys are like this spider monkey here, or like a capuchin monkey, and they've got tails that can pick things up, or they can hang onto a tree with it. They have got prehensile tails. In the old world, all through Africa and Asia, those monkeys have tails that cannot grasp things. In the new world, the monkeys almost always live in trees. And you'll notice this one's got really long arms. The really long arms of this spider monkey make it really good at swinging from one branch to another, and then it can use its tail like another arm. In the old world, monkeys mostly live on the grounds. Not entirely, but mostly they live on the grounds. So this is an example of a new world monkey. Here's an example of an old world monkey. This is a baboon, and yes, a baboon is an old world monkey. And you can see it is adapted for life running around on the ground. Does it have a tail? Sure, it's got a tail. It's just that its tail can't grab anything. Its tail just is used to balance, kind of like the tail of a cat is used to balance it. Oh, this is just a really pretty old world monkey. This is a mandrill, and mandrills have a body structure quite a bit like a baboon. The males have got really exciting faces. And that is my cat. This is Fiona. Hi, Fiona. Fiona says, I don't know, she wants to be part of this story. All right. So, New World monkey, right? Because it's using its tail that way. That's a capuchin. New World monkey, baboon, Old World monkey. And then we have got apes. Apes don't have tails. Okay. Apes are also smarter than even the New World and Old World monkeys. And this might look to you like a monkey, but that's not. That is an ape, and that is a type of ape called a gibbon. And you can tell from its super long arms that it is amazingly good at swinging through the trees. Gibbons are very good at that. Other apes are going to be the chimpanzees, the orangutans. They're just two main species of orangutans, and the gorilla. And then there is the human, which is also an ape. Now, humans are most closely related to chimpanzees. We did not descend from chimpanzees, but chimpanzees and humans, we share an ancestor more recently than we share an ancestor with gorillas, right? A human and a chimpanzee are more closely related genetically than a chimpanzee is to a gorilla. Humans and chimpanzees, when you look at our DNA, we are 98% identical. Now, that's not nothing, okay? That 2% that is different between us and a chimpanzee is actually very big. I cannot make that smaller. Okay. All righty. So apes, no tails. By the way, apes never did evolve in the New World. So North and South America, nothing like an ape ever developed here. Apes are all from the Old World and mostly from Africa, including us. All righty. So that's it. That's been Bio 120 Lab. Next week, you just have your lab final. So make sure you know all of this stuff about the rest of the animals. And I will see you maybe in another class.